Tolstoy. Before I narrate you the short story, 3 questions, I would like to give a brief introduction to Leo Tolstoy. Leo Tolstoy is a Russian author who is considered to be as the father figure of world literature. He is ranked among the topmost writers. He is among the few writers who experienced name and fame during his lifetime and not posthumously. His very first work is War and Peace, and followed by the success of this work, he attempted to write the masterpiece Anna Karenina. His works are concerned with the greater humanity, and there is a stink of conscience in his works. In the later part of his career, he devoted himself to short stories, and this 3 questions is one among his most famous short stories. In this short story, 3 questions, there are 3 characters. There is a king, a hermit, and a man. So this king had 3 questions in his mind. The 3 questions are: which is the right time to do something, and who is the important person, and what is the most important thing? I repeat, which is the right time to do something, who is the most important person, and which is the most important thing to do. So with these 3 questions in mind, he felt that if he received the answers for these questions, he will be able to lead a successful life. So he announced that whoever answers these 3 questions will be rewarded. So many wise men came and they gave their suggestions, they gave their variety of replies, but the king was not satisfied. So he decided to approach a hermit who lived in the jungle, and then he took a travel. He disguised himself as a common man. He, along with his bodyguards, he undertook a journey towards the hut of the hermit. When he approached the hermit was busy in doing some task. So the king asked the hermit 3 questions, but the hermit did not answer. And again, after some time, the king raised 3 questions, and for that also he did not receive any response from the hermit. And as time passed, the hermit was really tired, and the king noticed this. He noticed that the hermit was really tired, and the hermit needs some rest. So the king got the spade from the hands of the hermit and continued the digging process. So meanwhile, for the 3rd time, the king asked the hermit the answers for the questions. So before he could answer, there came a man running towards them. So that man was severely wounded. He was a bearded man. He was severely wounded, and blood was flowing from his stomach. They tried to stop the blood flow, but unfortunately they couldn't. But after some time, the blood flow stopped. They gave him some water and put him to rest. The very next day, the king also had slept the previous night, and he woke up from his sleep. He saw that the wounded man was staring at him sharply. So the king was astonished. Immediately, the wounded man apologized to the king and revealed his true intentions. So after revealing his true intentions, he told that the reason for his revenge is that the king had executed his brother. Immediately, the king accepted his forgiveness and assured that he will return the properties. And then the king went in search for the hermit, from whom he wants the answers for the 3 questions. And the hermit was busy in sowing seeds in the ground. And as he asked the 3 questions again to the hermit just replied that the answers have been already given. Now the king was very shocked, and he demanded an explanation. hermit gives a brief explanation regarding the three questions and its answers and their answers. So this explanation forms the crux of this short story. The hermit talks of 2 points. The first point, the help that was done to the hermit by the king. The second point, the help that was done to the wounded man by the king. With regard to the first point, the hermit was really tired and the king helped him at the right time. So the most right time, most important or the most right time to do something is that help. And the most important person was the hermit. And the most important thing was to help that hermit. And with regard to the second point, the king had saved the life of a man. So that thing, that timing was the right time. And the most important person was that man. And the most important thing to do was to do good to that particular man. And the hermit says, the only important time that God has given to us is now. We don't have power over past and our future. We have only focus on our present. We have only the present in our hands. So we should make use of our present life and do good to others, which is the most important thing to do. And that is the sole purpose God has sent man into this world. So Leo Tolstoy ends this story with such a moral, and he has written this short story so that his readers will also include this moral into their lives. Thank you for listening.